One ecosystem, you know them. We not frightened for nobody, but we respect everybody, and we better than everybody. So we will run with anybody. No fear, no better than we. No kind, no better than we. Step on me one and say, one ecosystem to the world you say. One ecosystem will do something, do something, do something, do something, uno do something, do something. I'm not talking. One ecosystem will do something, do something, do something, do something, uno do something, do something. I'm not bag of lip chasing. Hey.
Good evening to everyone that is viewing us today, this evening. Welcome to our program, our show, Beyond 2021. And we just want to be excited today because, we have some important information to share with you. Get excited. Pull up a chair. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor that the show, Beyond 2021, is here once again. We want to thank our Heavenly Father, the creator of the universe, for gracing us with His presence, for preserving our lives. We are in good health despite the situation going on in our world with COVID and the uncertainties, the doubt, the perplexities, the fear. So just be excited that we're here once again on behalf of Mr. Eric Alvarez, the guy that is behind the production of this show, and Gael, the Caribbean. To all of you who are viewing in Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean and the world at large, we'd like to thank you for being here with us this evening. This evening, this program is about technology, advancing technology. It's about blockchain technology. It's about the changing face of money, of finance. It's all about empowerment and education. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this powerful, packed show this evening. This evening, we are talking about school bag of our children, the future of our children. Is it still in the school bag? Or is it no longer there? Or is it that we have a digital school bag? Here with us on the show this evening is what we like to refer to as the power couple, Ivan and Michelle Mark. And they are part of our ecosystem. They are part of the global leadership on behalf of Mr. Cordell King Jayms, captain of our network. We are happy that he has allowed them to participate in our program this evening, and we welcome them to the show. A little about Ivan and Michelle. Michelle has years and years of experience into banking and also in insurance. Ivan is a scholar, he's an expert. Years and years of experience in finance, combined experience of over 45 years, being on the $1 million round table, and, associating with some of the top people in Trinidad and Tobago and around the world, traveled around the world. They are diamond consultants in our ecosystem, and I'm extremely delighted to welcome them on this show this evening. Welcome, Ivan and Michelle Mark.
Wow, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Noel. Yeah, it's certainly a privilege and honor to be on Beyond 2021. Yes. And I think I love that name because of, when we were reaching 2020, it was a big deal. Yep. Just like 1999, 2000, and so forth. And we have to look beyond because we really, when you look back, we really never thought to see 2020 in this sense.
Yes.
And yes, it has been a challenging period, but at the same point in time, it has been also a period of many, many opportunities.
Yes.
And when you say that, we are in finance and everything like that, you make us feel so good that,
Yes.
you have us as scholars, but nevertheless, yes, and finance is an important part, an integral part in anyone's life. Let's not put anything together with that. It is an important, because tell me something, Noel, how often do you use money?
Every day.
Every day, right?
Day.
And then you may use it in different forms.
Yes.
So once you realize that, listen, this is something that affects you every single day, you have to be aware of it. you have to be educated about it, and you have to be mindful about it.
Yes.
And this is what is we actually bring. We bring that sort of understanding about money. It is very, very crucial that people understand the value and the principles of money.
Yes.
Michelle?
Yeah, and I want to thank you for having us
Sure.
here today too. And yes, you did make us feel really good when we hear with the number of years being in banking and insurance. But the thing about it is, you know what? Like any other field, we need to improve.
Yes.
We need to learn new technology and grow. And that's what Beyond 2021 is.
Yes.
It's about growing. And the nice thing about it is our ecosystem gives us that opportunity to grow. And the thing about it is it deals with money and it deals with finance. And you know, Ivan asked you the question, if you use money every day, I would go to the extent, he said, well, which form? Because you know, we have different forms. We have
Multiple
cash,
forms, yeah.
we have credit, we have digital, and we have other means.
Yes.
So, you know, sometimes people don't even think of how money has evolved over the years. They look at other things, but they never look at what we use every day. And you know, it just blows my mind that people would not stop and see how it is changing.
Yes.
How it is changing, and we need to understand the new forms that is coming.
Yeah. So it's all about the changing face of money. It's all about a digital revolution, education and empowerment as to where money is going. We are talking about blockchain technology, we're talking about cryptocurrency, and in particular, we're discussing this evening our one ecosystem. And Ivan and Michelle is here, they are lending their time, their expertise to educate and empower us to understand, you know, that this technology is not going back. It's advancing at a rapid pace. If you listen to the news today, you know, you heard of Binance, that exchange going
Yes.
public. And you know, the Bitcoin revolution,
Yes.
Bitcoin hitting over 65, I think,
62,000
right, US dollars.
Yes.
US dollars, yeah.
And you know, what do you know about Bitcoin? What do you know about cryptocurrency? Do you have any cryptocurrency? What is our government saying? You know, what is the, you know, these leaders of corporation, what are they involved in? The banking sector, what are they involved in? So it's all about the future of payment, digital economy, a financial and educational revolution. This evening, we want to take a topic, that topic of the digital
School
school
bag.
bag. We want to take that and we want to really get into it deep. We want the children to be paying attention as well. We want parents and teachers to be paying attention as well, to get this understanding of where money is going, where money is moving, the changing face of money.
Yeah.
So Ivan, Michelle, you know, get into it one time.
Yeah, let's get
interactive
to the crux of the
and
matter.
tell the people
And
what this
yeah,
is
we
all
have to
about.
tell the people because yes, you know, the father of our nation said
Yeah.
the future of our nation is on our children's school bag.
Yes.
Okay.
That is still the same exact thing today, except that school bag has more or less changed and morphed into something else, which
Right.
is digital.
Right.
So instead of going with a heavy school bag, as we used to do when we were younger, the children will go with a tablet and have every single thing there, right? So, and now with the advent of COVID and homeschooling, what is happening is that now we have that digital interaction with the teacher and the student, okay? So you see the different phases of what is taking place right now where education is concerned.
But I still see some children with some big heavy bags in them.
yeah, but you see, it's only a matter of time before all of that literally goes
Okay.
away, all right? And it is something that is out of the bag, as we say, and it isn't really going back into that format. And when you look at the people who talk about the environment and say, listen, if we could cut down cutting trees in order to produce paper, in order to
Right.
produce books, then it is a good thing.
Right.
So what happened is that we have seen the actual speeding up of this revolution, and COVID-19 actually caused a lot of things to go into overdrive.
Okay.
Okay, so people had to find solutions for something that happened literally overnight, and the digital environment is where a lot of these things are happening.
How quickly is it being absorbed? when it comes to the digitalization of the educational system, the digitalizing of our economy, children being empowered, children being learning.
Yeah.
Now we have distance learning, we have everyone is at home learning. How quickly is it being absorbed?
Well, what happened usually, technology is driven by the corporations, right? By private sector. You would rarely find the government. The government usually lags about 5 or 6 years behind.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So you would have corporations actually having these things already in place in their environment.
Mm-hmm.
And all it is now is just an extension or extending of that same principle outwardly to the general population.
Okay.
All right. So you have all of those things happening. I have some figures here. I want to get into these figures to show you a major example.
Yeah.
So since COVID started, we have some stats on the viewing time, right? I'm talking about screen time that is actually increased since this thing has happened. So we have the age groups 0 to 4 from 13% to 26%. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We have 5 to 10 years of age from 17 to 44%. 11 to 13 years, 23 to 47%. 14 to 17 age group, 32 to 62%. And in total, we had a rough increase of 100%.
Wow.
So within this space and time, you had this momentous jump
Mm-hmm.
to, screen time actually doubled over this period, and this is 2020. So this is of June 2020 by age group. So
digital learning.
So you have this massive jump because everybody basically, yes, you're on your phone, you're on your tablet, and you're doing things, but now you actually had to do productive things online. You had to teach, you had to learn, you had to do meetings. Everything basically went online. The transactions that we now do has increased. You have organizations, you have countries that basically said, listen, we have more or less ended our cash system. We are totally digital. Mm-hmm. In some countries, you cannot even buy a cup of coffee with paper currency, fiat currency. So this is in fact the world that we are living in right now, and people still bury their heads in the sand and say, listen, I'm not letting go. You have no choice, Noel.
Yeah.
You have no choice. This is something. When we say that, okay, the future of our nation is in our children's school bag, but it's now digital, we mean it. My thing is, what are we doing to really dominate that environment?
Okay.
And I would like to add, just because of those stats or these statistics given, you would realize that we are in the right field right now. So when we speak about Beyond 2021 and we introduce our one ecosystem, it starts with digital education. It starts. So are you in the right place at the right time? I want to say yes. I am saying that the viewership of Gael or for wherever you are in the right place at the right time. Because if I had to tell someone, get involved in something, education online is one of the main things at this point in time.
Okay. So we heard even today, the Attorney General, he was talking about the advances that are taking place in the various ministries, and some specific ministries, right? About ease of doing business, payments online, and so on, right? So stay locked on, be attentive. We're coming right back as we continue Beyond 2021.
Good day all, my name is King Jayms, part of the One Life Network Caribbean team. If you have no knowledge of what is cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, I'm inviting you to get started with this concept. It is $1,610 TT for you to participate in a financial curriculum that will help shape your world and your future. But better and greater than that, In our curriculum, there's no school that teaches our children about finance. This is a unique opportunity for you to get involved in practical and theory. You need the best of both worlds. The theory we offer allows you to participate in the practical. Position yourself strategically. Get a starter package from one of your local IMAs, somewhere near to you, some cousin, friend, uncle, some loved one. Do not hold back yourself from getting started with our organization. One life for more life. One academy. Join the financial revolution.
Welcome to the Antediluvian Nature Center of Life Extension and Health Recovery. Coming from the Garden of Eden, the Antediluvian Nature Center brings to you breakthrough medicines and anti-aging technologies for all ailments and diseases in the body, nutritional therapies, naturopathic treatments, as we create opportunities of hope and celebrate longevity. And remember, the healing is from God.
Good day all, my name is King Jayms, part of the One Life Network Caribbean team. If you have no knowledge of what is cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, I'm inviting you to get started with this concept. It is $1,610 TT for you to participate in a financial curriculum that will help shape your world and your future, but better and greater than that. In our curriculum, there's no school that teaches our children about finance. This is a unique opportunity for you to get involved in practical and theory. You need the best of both worlds. The theory we offer allows you to participate in the practical. Position yourself strategically. Get a starter package from one of your local IMAs, somewhere near to you, some cousin, friend, uncle, some loved one. Do not hold back yourself from getting started with our organization. One life for more life. One academy. Join the financial revolution.
And welcome back to Beyond 2021, the show that delves into the world of finance, the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, advancing technology. And we are talking about our one ecosystem. And we have here on set with us our diamond consultants, Ivan and Michelle Mark. You know, years and years of experience in the world of finance and banking and stuff like that. So we are talking about our ecosystem. Our ecosystem is very vast, it's very comprehensive. You know, we have the network of over 3.7 million members, active members worldwide in 196 plus countries of the world. We're also talking about our One Academy. You know, that's the heart of what we do. That's our product, because, you know, we need to be educated about what is happening in the world of finance and the changes that are taking place. We also have our Deal Shaker e-commerce platform. This evening we want to delve a little more into the One Academy. How can it benefit us? You know, we have packages that deals exclusively with finance, from introduction to finance right up to an IPO, ICO. You learn all about what is money, the difference between money and currency. You learn about commodity classes, asset classes, technical analysis, risk management, and so on. We have also 5 modules in forex trading. Also, the legal aspect of cryptocurrency, how cryptocurrency is adopted in different countries, you know, the regulatory frameworks that are involved in making cryptocurrency legal and so on. 5 modules on the legal aspect of cryptocurrency. And of course, we have 2 levels in blockchain technology, level 1 and level 2 of the blockchain. This education is being taught now in universities. Are you interested? Do you have this type of education? And what we're offering also is education for children. So from a tender young age, you have the opportunity to position yourself, to position your children, get into the digital space, get into this digital revolution, this digital understanding about cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. So we're going to elucidate and give comments and explore this world of cryptocurrency, and we want to touch more on the education for children, how you can position yourself, how you can benefit from this. So Ivan and Michelle will elaborate a little further.
Sure. Yes. So, it's so, you said so much there, Noel, in that there's so much education given in the One Academy. And you said it so nicely that One Academy is the heart of our company. When you look at our One ecosystem, there's a logo on the screen, I believe. And when you look at it, you will see that we have people in the middle. We have people, and we have the academy at the very top. So our thing is about empowering the individuals that cross our paths. And you have gone through the many modules that we have. So what we are saying to the public is that you have to do as one of our members, Mr. Mohammed, Imtiaz Mohammed, he likes to say you have to retool yourself. You have to retool, reboot, and be energized by learning new skills. And that's what I saw as a finance person. I needed to understand the finance, but include cryptocurrency. So when you mention the 7 modules of finance, that's a choice that someone has. When you mention Forex, that's another choice another person has. And then you can go into the technology for the tech people, the ones that are IT driven. You need to understand that the blockchain technology is not just changing finance. We are seeing finance as one of the few things that is being affected. But there are many more. You have immigration, you have public health that are starting to, you have smart contracts, you have so many things. So when you sit with someone, and that is what we do, when you sit with someone and you have to say which field, when in schools you ask for, and you have to say which field do I go into?
Career counselors.
You have career counselors. Now, I believe career counselors have to understand where technology is and actually offer fields like this, because you have to include the cryptocurrency, you have to include the new technology.
Before you go, I know you're thinking, but Noel, we are talking about beyond 2021. What is your picture of 2022, 2023, 2025? What in your mind does that look like?
Well, it looks kind of like a space age to me, because I was looking at a documentary where China is building a train under the sea, passing through places like Russia, reaching America and beyond, billions of dollars. So we have advanced technology as far as communication, transportation, medicine, agriculture, farming, and so on.
So I'll ask you another question.
I'm seeing a very high-tech, advanced age.
I'll ask you another question. How do you see Trinidad being ready for that?
Trinidad have to play catch-up, as far as I understand. They are liturgic steps moving towards it. We heard the Prime Minister talk about e-identity after his visits to Estonia. We heard the Attorney General talking about some of the state enterprises going digital and the ease of doing business. But to me, they are lagging behind. They need to really move with rapidity, because other parts of the world are moving straight ahead.
So I'm so excited because Michelle mentioned so many things she was talking about there. And I got so excited, I had to interject and just say, because of the education, we understand what the future will look like.
Exactly.
We understand fully well what the future will look like. And what we want to do is impart that knowledge so that other people will understand that same sort of environment that we are entering into. So we are poised we are positioned to really add tremendous value to the Trinidad, not only Trinidad community, but the Caribbean on a whole. And Michelle basically will continue. Sorry, Michelle, but you'll continue. I'm so excited.
I love the interruption because it helps bring home the point. And I was going to say, as you said about the other fields, that you mentioned law. Right now, I remember saying, I really wanted to get into law rather than banking, because I really wanted to get into law, and I think it's wonderful when you could understand contracts and you can help people, because there are so many things in the law that ties you up, that it really it has a grip on you, right? But the lawyers of today, if I had to tell my child get into law, I would say make sure and understand the cryptocurrency laws, the blockchain laws, because these are things that are changing. And here what Ivan is mentioning, that we are playing catch up, or you mentioned it as well. The thing about it is, I remember hearing an economist say that sometimes we are so far beyond, in that they were using the example of CNG. CNG?
CNG.
And we were having people, we had the government now putting a certain amount of money into this, but CNG is our old system. And we're now looking to do certain things, and electric is here, and hybrids and different things. So these things are happening, and the ironic thing is, our society travel. We love to travel. Trinidadians love to travel. And my thing is about adoption. If you are seeing things, you mentioned the train. Why can't we have that here? Why can't we have that to go to Tobago? The train under the sea, or some sort of technology that could change, rather than we have a system that, as what we do today, with delays and stuff like that. So, it is really changing, and that's what I love about the one ecosystem. Yes, there are many, and we would be going into a specific one, but there are so many facets of the one ecosystem, and you have usability. So if I had to tell anyone right now what to do, I would say get on board and get the right information, because this information is not shared to everyone. There are many people in Trinidad and Tobago have never heard the word cryptocurrency to this date. And we started learning about it back, he knew about it before. We started back in 2016. And I remember Bitcoin being at 500 and some dollars US. And today it is over 62,000, you just said. What if we had the information and we understood it? We had the information, some of us, but we didn't understand it. Now, this is what one ecosystem does. We have education that can help you understand and help you to position yourself, position your children, position your family, your colleagues, your loved ones, your everyone. And that's a powerful thing.
Yes. And people like Bill Gates and the people who are billionaires, they always say, do not get into something that you do not understand. And sometimes we make that mistake. We go on what somebody else says, and we don't get that information in different regions first, and then come to a conclusion, an educated conclusion. Okay, this is what I'm doing.
So Ivan, we will elaborate more on that.
Sure.
We're just going to take a break and we'll be right back. So stay tuned to Beyond 2021. and welcome back to Beyond 2021. We are talking about education and financial revolution. We live in a time of great crisis, great and terrible crisis, an unprecedented time. But yet, we still have great opportunities. And with this one ecosystem, we are presenting great opportunities to you as far as knowledge, education, empowerment. So we were talking about how people lack that education.
Yes, and you know, we have to more or less overemphasize that. Why? Because many people got involved in cryptocurrency, and what happened, sometimes it would have ended up disastrous.
Right.
And that is because they don't fully understand what they got involved in. With our one ecosystem, we did things in a sort of counterintuitive sort of way, right? In the sense that we said, listen, in order for you to partake of our one ecosystem, you must fully understand what is cryptocurrency, what are some of the things that drive cryptocurrencies, what are some of the laws before you end up with the end product, which is the one cryptocurrency.
Even the need for cryptocurrency.
Even the need for cryptocurrency. So we said, listen, we cannot give you the keys to this car unless you are licensed.
Exactly.
And that is what made our opportunity so much more comprehensive than any other opportunity outside there.
Correct.
And we just can't toot our horns enough because we did it correct. You know? And yes, I would say it over and over because we were in finance, yes, in one or two specific areas. But when we got into the finance section, only one academy manuals, we understood things in a different way. And we started, when we saw it, we said, you know what? Everyone should know what we are finding out here today. And that is what started our journey. Because remember, beyond 2021, we are looking at different skill sets than what we are accustomed to. So leadership is one, personal development is the other, blockchain technology and IT are some of the things that we have to look forward to. And we are providing the opportunity for people to understand in a simple way, no technical sort of jargon or anything like that.
Right.
Simple, easy, effective. That's what we are offering.
Okay.
So we are saying that people should run towards it because do not end up with all information in a new environment.
Yes. And
Do not do that. And we are trying as hard as we can to let people see that, listen, please do not get stuck in the old environment.
And you see, in our ecosystem, we have multiple disciplines, right?
Yes.
Nisha?
Yeah. So, he said you wouldn't give your child a car to drive without the driver's license. Well, I wouldn't even give my child, even if they have the driver's license, if they don't have some practice.
Yes.
So they need to understand, they need to practice certain things. And we are insisting through our one ecosystem that people understand the education that we are providing. And we are starting from ages 5 to 12.
Wow.
So we have a couple slides that we wanted to share with the public, the viewing public. And the first slide, we welcome you to One Academy, and we present our INSIST program with Super Ted. And that lovely character is Super Ted.
Okay.
The next slide will tell you what INSIST stands for. What we are saying, we have information in our one ecosystem that is not shared in schools today. And this is for children, this is even for adults, it goes, because Ivan just said when we got into the One Academy, but we are dealing with the children right now.
Right.
So we are saying it's not shared in schools today. And it happens to be online, so that's why it's digital, and we are saying the future is now in a digital school bags of the children. The next slide is telling you what is our mission. And what is our mission is to begin with the right information. And we are insisting Super TED, which is a simple but comprehensive kids series. It's very simple and comprehensive. And as we go on, the purpose will be highlighted in that we want to nurture the spirit of the business and entrepreneurship in children starting from the
Starting from
ages
young.
of 5 and 12. And it is very, very simple. The last slide will show, not this one, but to empower them to become independent and productive. That's our aim. We want to have them to become independent and productive, and who would help, they will be able to understand the basic concepts of money and finance. And our goal in doing this through the One Ecosystem, through Super TED, we have the last slide which tells you our principles. So there are certain modules with Super TED. And we want to introduce the 5-jar principle, where we can help children understand from 5 and 12, teach them savings, investment, charity, spending, expense. Now, you know, when we were younger, you know, people never did this with us. So some adults do not understand these 5 jars. You know why? Because we want to tell a child that if they need to buy candy, it has to either come from the spending and the expense jar. If you are given an allowance, if you are doing some project and your funds, you have to do this. And you should not go into your savings jar, because that's a for purpose. And you should not go into, but there's also charity. And you know, you're teaching a child to give. This principle is taught in the One Academy through Super TED. And the ironic thing is that, you know, the biblical principle is we want to teach children to fish rather than to just give a fish. And we love this. We are insisting this program. We can insist a program with finance. We can insist on so forth. And I brought the modules, just a few, just to show you. Just the modules. I do not, and you know, it's 8 modules where you start with the history of money. You understand making the money go around, how dreams come true, and then you go into the 5 jar, the jars with about investments and savings. And the ironic thing is that the program comes and it educates both parent and child, because you wouldn't believe, by just going through Super TED, the parent is also educated, but the level we had on the advertisements on the program, you would see that the cost is $16.10 for just a basic level, and you get education for children, but you also get introduction to finance, which is education for the adults. So you have a household in our One Ecosystem, and they are going to be educated together. And that makes a family a better unit when it comes to handle things like what we are going through right now with the pandemic. People are losing jobs, people are having to find new ways to make income, and we need to have this sort of education in homes. And I understand the school system has other types of education, but this part about how to handle money, what is money, and how to value it, and what certain things to do, it has never been taught in any school. And at the end of it, you get to own some of and participate and own some of your own cryptocurrency, because we would explain that process to you. So every time I speak of it, I get excited. I believe God has blessed every one of us in bringing this opportunity. It's really beyond 2021. It's really beyond, actually, when we got 2016, it was beyond 2016. We have crossed about 4 or 5 years, and it's going. And, you know, our founder always said that in the next 5 years, I remembered when we got involved in 2016, she said that in the next 5 years, it's going to have a boom with cryptocurrency. And we are actually in the boom. Is it too late? I do not think so. I think there is still time for some to get the right information, not shared in schools today, and position themselves.
You know, as you said, Noel, Coinbase is now valued at over $100 billion. Something that just started where people were saying that Bitcoin was a scam. And look at it today. So you never know exactly where something is going, but you know what is trending. And sometimes you need to follow what is trending. Again, like Bill Gates said, when he was asked, how are you so successful? He said, I look at where the world is going and I try to reach there first. And many times we are scared to make that move because we are so boxed in to our normal mode of operation that we can't see beyond 2021.
Okay. So, Ivan, Michelle, how do you how do you help children? I mean, there are several children. There are a large group of children that have laptops, right? They have smart devices. Even from a governmental point of view, we found out that there's a deficit. There's still some that need, right? So that the government have to now do the hard copy. So how do you address, we're talking about beyond 21, a digital revolution in education, distance, learning right, from your laptop or whatever. But there's this deficit where there's some children
that don't have
laptops, they don't have tablets. There's still some high level of illiteracy as far as computer science, information technology. How does the one ecosystem and the super TED with financial education, how does that, how can you actually help people in those situations?
Well, I noticed on one of the newspaper recently that they are saying for every purchase of a newspaper, a certain I think it's a tablet, will be the funds, part of the funds will go towards contributing. We teach the children about charity. And that's why Super TED is part of our One World Foundation. And this is where this idea of asking corporations, so individuals, to join us in partnering and sponsoring a child. So in sponsoring a child, the child will be given the information, but sponsoring a child may also mean probably helping if they do need the tablet or whatever they need to actually access it. So we are asking individuals to sponsor and to partner with us, partner with the one ecosystem, because I can give Super TED as a gift.
Right.
I can also give it as a charitable gift to an organization. Right now, at our establishment, we are actually gathering, people are giving donations and bringing things for the volcano, St. Vincent, and so forth. So you have things like that. But what we are saying is partner with us in teaching to fish rather than we just give. Because 2018, the one ecosystem, we as a community came together and supplied school books for one entire year for 12 families.
Wow.
We also gave groceries for that entire year. What happens after that year? So, charity is good, but we need to actually empower the people, and that's what we are about, empowering them.
So we are encouraging corporate world out there, private sector, the schools at the primary level, right? Parents who are struggling with their children, even those that have learning disabilities and so on, to get on board with us. So this is an appeal to join the one ecosystem, to be empowered, to be inspired, to be motivated, to be trained, to be retooled, reskilled into understanding the world of finance and where we are at right now. You can position yourself. We don't want you to be left behind. So many of us are on our phones. We use WhatsApp and Facebook and all the various social media. But what benefit are we deriving from it? So this is a time, Ivan, Michelle, you'll see it's an unprecedented time. And it's a time that you can be awakened. You have this great facility with the one ecosystem. We have an office at Monroe Road, right? Maybe you can talk a little about the office and what kind of services you offer. How can the children, parents, schools, corporate world access this type of information?
Well, it's really just a base where we literally operate from, but of course most of our work is done online.
Right.
All right, so we just more or less facilitate people who want to find out more walk-ins or anything like that, just for them to understand and to get on board with, because a lot of times people hearing the information. So we hear it in news all the time, neighbors, somebody might speak to you about it, but you don't have the facts. So sometimes people may recommend us, and this is where we talk with them, we sit down, we talk, we have a consultation, and put them on the right path.
Okay.
Really. Right? So
And that is where the education is concerned.
Yeah.
But we may also do it with other colleagues, because we have colleagues that work with us, like a network,
Right.
that may be in other fields that would assist someone that if we are doing a consultation that they may need.
Yeah.
So
And
we
this-
can direct them.
Right.
to
What about like in the Caribbean? The reach of what we do. How is that looking?
Well, in Barbados, which is one of our more active regions, right, areas that we more or less went to, we actually had a one academy super TED session
Right.
with a primary school in Barbados, and it was so well received. The children were so excited to actually learn. We got, they participated, they got prizes. So what we saw from that is that children have a great capacity to adapt, right? And what we are saying is that now is the time for that adoption to really take place more frequently and more consistently. And we just want to, it's a shame that Barbados actually did it and not Trinidad and Tobago. But at least we are still adding value at some touch point, and that is where that is the direction that we really want to take.
And I would have added, I was going to add, because I really do love the Prime Minister, how she speaks in Barbados as a woman, and
Very
as
radical.
and she's
forward thinking.
She's forward
Yeah,
thinking,
she's
and
forward-thinking.
she's into the technology, and she wants innovation. She speaks speaks about bringing people together, and that's what I love about working with Barbados, because that's what we got. And we had teams from here, Mr. Alvarez, you mentioned,
Yes.
Eric Alvarez, and many others, Mervyn Wilson, different ones, would have gone on campaigns like that with us to share Super TED, as well as share the finance and so forth. And all of this because of the one ecosystem, because there's always one part that gravitates to someone.
To someone,
We
yes.
love the education, someone else may actually love the e-commerce, someone else may love the Forex. We also do the Forex as well,
So
and so
Michelle,
forth.
We're going to take a break to run some ads, and we're going to get right back into it as we conclude our evening's presentation.
Good day all, my name is King James, part of the One Life Network Caribbean team. If you have no knowledge of what is cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, I'm inviting you to get started with this concept. It is $1,610 TT for you to participate in a financial curriculum that will help shape your world and your future, but better and greater than that. In our curriculum, there's no school that teaches our children about finance. This is a unique opportunity for you to get involved in practical and theory. You need the best of both worlds. The theory we offer allows you to participate in the practical. Position yourself strategically. Get a starter package from one of your local IMAs somewhere near to you, some cousin, friend, uncle, some loved one. Do not hold back yourself from getting started with our organization. One life for more life. One academy. Join the financial revolution.
And God said, let there be light. Let there be light. Let there be light. Let there be light.
Welcome to the Antediluvian Nature Center of Life Extension and Health Recovery. Coming from the Garden of Eden, the Antediluvian Nature Center brings to you breakthrough medicines and anti-aging technologies for all ailments and diseases in the body. Stretching from ancient past to our modern times, we bring to you all the natural therapies, solar therapy, hydrotherapy, song therapy, aromatherapy, nutritional therapies, naturopathic treatments, and homeopathic remedies as we create opportunities of hope and celebrate longevity. And remember, the healing It's from God.
Get started now. Get started with your One Academy package. Get started with your starter package. It's only $1,600 TT. Get your financial education from the One Academy. Although it's a beginner package, the information you're going to get from your One Academy starter package, you would have more knowledge than 90% of the world's population on finance for just $1,600 TT. Let's create a revolution. Let's spread the epidemic of our One Academy, One Life. Get it today.
And welcome back. We hope that you are enjoying this session here where we're talking all about empowerment, financial literacy, in particular about the digital revolution, cryptocurrency, blockchain technology. And the information that Ivan and Michelle, Diamond Consultants in the ecosystem of our project here, sharing so much information with you and showing you how your children can benefit is so important. The Bible says train up a child, while he's young, in his tender age. And psychologists will tell us that from infancy, from conception to about 7 years, there's that window of opportunity in the brain that is opened up that a child can learn. Why not take the opportunity now to contact serially and find out how you can position your child to get this One Academy Super TED training all about finance, all about cryptocurrency. We have to do this now so that we can go beyond 2021.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
And I have an article here that says that the more successful families actually speak about money around the dinner table.
Yes.
And they have that conversation. And many times we as the normal person, we don't have that conversation with, just our family, our own family in our own household.
As adults, we don't even have
as
that
adults,
conversation.
we don't talk about listen and have our children talk back to us and say, Dad, I don't think that might be a good idea, and let him explain why. And we want to change that.
Or even come up with ideas.
Yeah, come up with ideas. So what the Super TED does is give the framework for a child to have a educated conversation with their parents about money, especially in COVID, where everybody is trying to survive. So if you have your family on board, your children, and they come up with ideas and say, what happened that I was looking at the Super TED and they said about X, Y, and Z, maybe we should explore that. Wouldn't you rather have that conversation with your child than he's asking for a game? For you to purchase a game for him, or he come in to say, what, instead of doing this for my birthday, Dad, maybe I could buy gold. Maybe it'd be a better investment. I could use that money to buy something that will bring income into the family unit. So these are some of the things, and these are simple things, but they have a long-lasting effect because the child, once that is in them, they grow up with that and they pass it on from generation to generation.
Yes.
So, it has to start somewhere, and it also has to stop somewhere.
Yeah.
So my advice to the viewing public is just as my colleague in the advertisement would have said, get started now. And I want to say no, because it's important to get the right information at this point in time, because things are changing. We are never going to be rapidly it's changing, and there are certain things we are not going to go back. And the very use of money, the way we use money today, there are certain means that are not going back. In fact, you would see that many of the banks have already gone digital. They do not allow you. I saw a sign at an ATM saying, under 20,000, you need to use the ATM.
Wow.
If you need to make a withdrawal
Yes.
a deposit. So you have to go in only when you have larger sums of money. That makes it harder. So at this point in time, people need to be a part of a one ecosystem. Let's change lives together. And we love that because we work together as a team, as a community. And when we look at other communities, we see people shop from each other, buy from each other, so on. And that's exactly what we have in our community.
Yeah.
The only thing is we start by educating you first. And we cannot stress that. You need to understand what you are getting involved with. And that's what we actually sell,
And
understand.
today with the children at home, even though there's online learning and school and so on, still a lot of children, they're not being monitored by their parents.
No,
And the
it is
guidance
difficult.
properly.
It is difficult.
They're absorbing television,
Yes.
they're on the internet, they're on YouTube, they're into gaming, and they waste a lot of time.
Yeah.
Whereas that time could be used in a
Redirected,
constructive
yes.
way to reskill, to retool, to be educated, to be empowered about finance, and especially where finance is going now. You know, there are children 1.5 years, 2 years, and they're on the laptop and they're YouTubing and they're going on Facebook and they're doing a lot of stuff. They're even young people now getting into app formations and so on. So there's a lot of talent and skill with the youth
Yes.
and with children, and if they can harness that energy, direct it in a certain way where you can empower them, so as they grow, you know, they grow with this knowledge, as you said, train up a child in the way he should grow, and when he's old, he will not depart.
Not depart.
So it has been excellent being with you all here today,
Okay.
right? Ivan and Michelle, I think you all should, you know, share some of your experience and give a little parting words as to how has this thing impacted you. We have 2 minutes.
If we have time,
Yeah.
you know, it has had a positive effect, and we can't overemphasize that enough, because we have met people that we actually assisted and changed their lives, and we did it with the simple fact about giving the correct information.
Right.
And once you have the information here,
Yeah.
it is very unlikely that you can make a bad move.
Yeah, Michelle,
You know.
1 minute.
I want to say it was always a wonderful thing to add value to people. And I found a way to add more value.
Wow.
And one ecosystem does that.
Yeah.
I ask everyone, join us and add value together.
Couldn't be said better. People of Trinidad and Tobago, those of you in the Caribbean, those of you who are looking on, contact Ivan and Michelle, contact us, contact Sierra Leone, and get involved in this one ecosystem. We came here this evening to talk to you, and to you, and to you. Have a blessed evening, and God be with you all. Love you all. Take care until we see you again next week on Beyond 2021.
One ecosystem, you know them. We not frightened for nobody, but we respect everybody, and we better than everybody. So we will run with anybody. No fear, no better than we. No kind, no better than we. Step on me one and say, one ecosystem to the world. You say, one ecosystem will do something, do something, do something, do something. Uno do something, do something. I'm not talking. One ecosystem will do something, do something, do something, do something. Uno do something, do something. I'm not bag of chasing. Aye.